Good morning, everyone. Today we're checking out a brand new video from Popcross Studios of him putting subscriber characters into his own original multiverse. Let's hop in and check out who will be bantering today.
1 month ago, when I asked my subscribers to submit literally any kind of character or design they wanted for this month's Popcross Community Redraw, I didn't actually know what I was going to do with the submissions that got chosen to be redrawn in this episode. But I did get inspired after doing my Poppy Playtime Demon episodes this month, because in those episodes I introduced a character who was just going to be a one-off, named Isaac Mobbin, to be one of the narrators of those episodes,
Yes,
and a lot
Isaac.
of people really liked him and wanted to see him come back, and I kind of liked him too. And his story ended up getting tied into the Redemption Arc Support Foundation, which is like my version of the SCP Foundation, except it tries to help rehabilitate the creatures and characters that are brought in there.
Yeah.
So, along with showing off the other stuff that was submitted for this redraw,
That was a
I'm going to
Ben 10
take 4
character.
of the submissions, push them into being a little bit more villainous or monstrous than originally intended by the people who submitted them, and make them patients at the RAS Foundation, and have a little bit of a banter episode in which Isaac are told about these characters. I think it's going to be a fun
Isaac
episode,
Oswald?
so let's get into it now, shall we? Let's go.
Hit like if you want. Subscribe if you feel like it. But either way, enjoy the show.
Well, all things considered, Isaac, I'd
One
say
thing's
that
up
raid
fast.
went rather smoothly.
Smoothly? Smoothly, Coppery? I saw a hunter get his leg ripped off his body right in front of me by Protolivore.
Oh, good. The hunt's already over with.
Yes, well, that was quite unpleasant, but overall we suffered no casualties and
Husband
relatively limited injuries for how many demons were hiding out in the Playcare Orphanage sub-basements, and
Alright. First up, the mountain-back whale. Huh. Ironically, this kind of looks like it would have inspiration from King Waymon of Digimon and Methuselah of Godzilla.
even managed to free the demons trapped inside Protolivore to bring them here and become RAS Foundation patients. So, that is good, wouldn't you agree?
After
I would.
Protolivore ripped it off, he used the hunter's own leg to kick him in the face.
No, not gonna lie, that does sound kind of funny.
Oh, what is that thing?
Hydrex?
Sorry, there's no need to worry, Isaac. I'm sure she seems alarming, but, Vivian, why are you taking Zoophiathan's form?
Oh, it's Vivian. Okay.
Just practicing, even for a deep.
Also, sorry, I kind of knew that was Zoophilomorph. I don't know why I thought it was Hydrex. He has a completely different voice.
In general, he was really powerful when he died, so I've got to work on keeping full control of him when I channel this form. It's good practice to eventually try pulling off Plan S 2.0.
Yes, understandable, but it may also be best to not practice that around here. I don't like how you take on elements of Zoophiathan's personality when you channel him.
Although,
Well, he was an intelligent one, so I could kind of see what you're getting at, Copfrey.
more reason I gotta practice more feathers. Who's this?
Oops.
Feathers? Yes, anyhow, this is Isaac Mobbin. He is the one who gave us all the vital information necessary for the raid we just undertook, to bring many of these demons here. They were all orphans, or so-called caretakers, of the Playcare Orphanage system, which Isaac attempted for years to reveal to people was turning innocent children into demons.
Yeah, people
Isaac,
call him
this is
loony.
Vivian Sabraya, though not in her own form. Like you, she was forced to take on a demon form, and now actually has multiple thanks to the Demonatrix, but is now managing to use all of them exclusively for good.
Of course.
Yeah, great. Yeah, can we not talk about my demon form with Protolivore taken care of? Hopefully nothing else ever wakes it up again and I could just keep it stuffed down and never think about it.
Oh, damn, we don't get to see what his demon form is.
Yeah, because repressing feelings and memories you don't want to think about is always a winning strategy, right?
Vivian?
Sorry. That was Zooey talking. I'm gonna go transform back to normal me. Gonna do it over there, cause it's pretty gnarly to watch. If you don't like seeing people get their limbs ripped off, you'd hate to see what I'm about to do.
Oh,
What
yeah.
do you mean, who does like seeing that?
Demons?
Also, I know I'm gonna regret asking this, but
Masochist?
why was there some kind of gigantic whale monster that looked like it was swimming around on one of the distant islands outside? Am I just going insane? Was that a hallucination?
No, that actually was one of the patients here, and that island is its own containment. The creature is a corrupted mountain-back whale. They exist in a
Ooh.
few different realms of the multiverse, and often cause snowy seasons to begin by spraying snow and winter clouds out of their blowholes. The one here was brought in after it became feral. It began swimming into cities surrounding its home and devouring whole buildings in single bites.
One thing I actually do kind of like about the mountainback whale is that instead of having the bristles that normally a whale would normally use to spray out water and keep in organic material, this thing actually full on has teeth. Of course, though, definitely not designed for chewing, more just ripping and tearing.
Decimating the lands and the skies by spraying magma and volcanic smog. Not to be pedantic, Capri, but the entity
Dresden!
technically sprayed lava, given magma is a molten rock beneath the Earth's surface. Saying not to be pedantic doesn't change the fact that you just walked up and said something obviously super pedantic. Isaac, you remember Professor Dresden Oakland? He runs the RAS Foundation. And you're, like, from a world where people are made of rocks or something? No, my
not
world
technically.
was relatively similar to your own. The condition of my skin occurred after a tyrannical villain called Tarsa sprayed me with magma. Not to be pedantic, but don't you mean lava? No, the incident occurred underground, so technically it was still magma. Fine, but what do you mean it did?
That was literally just a whole conversation of actually. Oh, what a wonderful way to start a Monday.
How did that cause this? My skin being like that of hardened volcanic rock was the result of that incident.
How?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? Getting sprayed by magma doesn't just turn someone into rocks. What the hell are you talking about?
Isaac, careful. We don't want your demon form stirring. Perhaps we should go for a short walk. Calm you down by telling you about some of the other patients here.
Right, because going on a tour of Freak Jail is going to be great for calming me down.
Freak gel. I mean, I guess you could kind of call it that. Okay, next up.
It seems Vivian has gotten distracted with one of her patients. The girl with the red hair is the one who was in the form of Zoophiathan you saw moments ago. If I recall correctly, the patient she is currently assisting is Candace Rosewood, correct, Dresden?
Candace
Yes,
Rosewood.
of dimension R015. Many people have superhuman abilities in her realm, but hers are beyond most
Okay, that was literally just a character named Satan.
people's, and, well, the whimsical nature of being able to transform beings into and control candy may sound non-violent. She has used these powers for quite vicious means.
This must be them.
A single incident in which she was attempting to protect her home
Looks like you could almost kind of call her a candy queen.
village escalated into her becoming a world-threatening villain. But Candace is making great progress now in terms of
Oh my god, I made it even more obvious. Candace, Candy.
reforming,
It's obvious.
thanks to Vivian, as she is one of the best and brightest the Foundation employs.
The one who was just acting all snippy as a giant hippo monster, she's one of the best?
Blame the
That
hippo,
was
not the
due to
girl.
the form she was taking. It was out of character for her. A bad first impression, I'll admit. Vivian is also responsible for assisting in Arava's transformation, whom you met on your prior visit.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to convince me that this girl is good at her job? Do you just
She's
let
damn
anyone
good.
work here?
I suppose Arava was a touch unruly in her conversation with you, wasn't she?
For a goth 12-year-old, it was normal behavior, but she also claimed she was 700 years old. Ugh. Why is my life turning into, like, the
You guys really should just let Arava turn into her theater herself form, just for a moment to let him understand. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, she can still transform.
worst genre of movie? Every sentence, even I'm saying in this place, is like dialogue from one of those stupid comic book movies where the writers aren't smart enough to give anything emotional depth, so they just distract people with cameos that barely make sense. Now, why would you go and say something so
Son of a, I knew that was gonna happen! Betty!
controversial yet so brave? Oh, you again. What, are you just gonna walk away at... Yup. There he goes again. Yeah, I go where the comedy summons me. See yas. So can anyone seriously just wander around this place?
I love it.
He may not seem like it, or act like it at times, but Benny Sharp is actually an incredibly adept hero and an ingenious inventor.
Damn right.
No.
I'm sorry?
Just no, I'm not taking the stuff you say at face value anymore. You lost me at magma turned me into a rock man. So you can keep telling me about this candy crown lady over here, but I'm filtering it all through the idea that everything you say might be baloney, or there's a gas leak in my apartment and I'm just hallucinating this whole thing.
Well, so be it, I suppose. You are not obligated to believe anything I say. Though I do still believe Candace's tale is an intriguing one.
I want to hit
in
it.
her mid-teens, she was about to head off to a school for children with superhuman abilities in R015, despite the fact that she wanted to remain working at her parents' candy shop. She often felt as though her own opinions were not appreciated or respected. Her own abilities were even related to sweets and treats, but just before heading off to the school, a gang had...
I like the look of that skull right there. Now I wonder, is it a sugar skull or a real skull?
Moved into her family's town and came to the shop demanding protection money. Her parents stood their ground and refused, only to awaken in the night to find their shop, below their home, had been set ablaze. They barely escaped the fire, and Candace's father suffered severe burns.
Ow.
Candace would not stand for what had been done. Despite not having a hero's license, she went after the gangsters herself. Not only does Candace have the power to control candy, expanding it, and even doing things like turning her own arm into incredibly durable rock candy to use as a weapon, but she can turn any living being into a sort of candy golem version of itself by feeding them a candy that she has altered with her abilities. They then fall under her control. She brought many of said candies to the base of the gang and forced candies down the throats of multiple members. They then transformed, and she used them to slaughter other gang members.
Oh, that's brutal.
She found who their leader was, and instead of transforming him, she commanded one of her new gelatin golems to engulf the man and drown him in the gelatin.
Oh, that is brutal.
She's locked up here because of that? Sure, what she did was a bit much, maybe, but they were a gang shaking people down for money, and they tried burning her family's shop down. They could have killed her whole family. I'd say good on her.
Yes, well, regardless of personal opinions of what is a just response, her actions did not stop there. Her own world has rules about not taking vigilante justice without an active hero license. As a result, her admission to the Hero Academy was revoked, and her parents became afraid of her, having seen her capacity for murder, even if having felt justified for her reasoning. Their opinion that she had gone too far pushed her farther from her family, feeling less and less as though they respected her, and possibly helped fuel
literally a villain snap.
Her next drastic steps. Candace decided that if people were to be afraid of her anyway, she might as well do whatever she liked and what she felt was right. She became a full-blown vigilante, hunting down criminals who had escaped justice and doling out her own severe punishments. When heroes were sent to bring her in, she did not hold back against them either. Eventually, she had an army of candy minions and had killed hundreds of criminals, as well as dozens of heroes. Her powers grew with every kill, and eventually there was no one in her world who could stand against her. She started referring to herself as the Candy Queen of her world, and
that's not good.
Was about when the RAS Foundation was called in to apprehend her. Okay, I guess she did take it a bit too far. But are you...
You know, now I actually gotta wonder, how are people contacting the RAS Foundation? I mean, it makes sense for, you know, the shop gang and all of them, but what about people that aren't in the shop gang, overseers, and worlds without them? I guess maybe Dresden could have gone through, given them a phone or something, and let them be able to be like, hey, if anything goes wrong, call us.
Just allowed to tell me patients' histories like this?
Well, as you said, you don't believe me anyway. Perhaps I made the whole story up.
You see, that's what happens when you just start denying what's told to you. Well, start denying everything that's told to you.
Quick interruption from an ad break in which I'm...
Seriously, Pop? You think that counts as bringing me back to life? That wasn't even really me, it was just the redhead chick with a bit of my attitude.
I mean, it's better than nothing, right? And with all the times I'm letting you do ads for books, like the Design Notes, Art, and Advice book here, you're getting more screen time than even some of the main Multiverse Tales characters.
Yeah, but this is all non-canonical. I want to
Well, technically, voice time, not screen.
do my own thing, not just shill some book that I ain't even read.
You didn't read it? What else do you have to do with your time? You're dead.
I started, but I got bored. Flipped through some of the pictures. They're okay, I guess.
Well, a stunning
That's
endorsement,
something.
which I'm sure will convince many people to buy. Thanks as always, Zooey. The Design Notes, Art, and Advice book, along with books like Fear of the Demon Hunters, which our lovely hippo friend here is from, and many more books are available on Amazon now. My online bookstore is linked in the description. Now back into the video.
Great books.
Ah, I see William is now free to wander the grounds without supervision. Is he to be
William?
released soon, Dresden? If all goes well, yes. He will be sent back to his world on a probationary basis and have to undergo weekly checkups with an RAS member. But we have no
A
more
lot of interesting characters being passed through here.
reason to believe he will continue to act as a threat to his world.
Is that guy's
Who is that blue guy with a gun?
head on fire, or is he just made of fire?
His main form is predominantly gaseous flames. William Whispers, also known by some as Bill of the Wisps,
Why did I even ask? I hate all of this.
comes from a universe which is split into two separate realms, the
here we
Fey
go.
realm and the human realm. Bill comes from the Fey realm, but was raised in a community of Dunvarfor, which are the druids who guard the tear between the two realms. His own family was attacked by a clan of Fey folk who had moved to the human realm long ago, called the Leprechaun.
Which are obviously
Leprechauns?
just a bunch of leprechauns, right?
I do not recall that detail, though my assumption would be that you are indeed correct.
Were they short, wearing green, and had red hair?
Yep, you nailed it, kid.
Aries! Hey!
Another weirdo. Who are you?
Ares, head of security around here. Just keeping an eye on Bill over there and any other threats that might come up.
Ares? Like the Greek? No, you know what? I don't care. But why would that guy be afraid of a pack of leprechauns? What are some little green people gonna do to a man made of
I
fire?
just realized his main weapon is technically a shillelagh. If you don't know what a shillelagh is, it's pretty much just a beating stick from Ireland. I'm not even joking. Look that shit up. Look up what a shillelagh is and laugh.
Well, in his world,
Not laugh at the people that use it, but laugh at the item itself.
leprechauns aren't like little shoemakers or silly tricksters or something. They're as fast as elves, as tough as dwarves, and as vicious as a chimera.
Sure, but are they as smart as Gibligoos and as strong as Bingy Boars? Why would those reference points mean anything to me? In my world, elves in books are sometimes portrayed as little people who work for Santa Claus and sometimes tall, pretentious immortals. So you've given me nothing to work with here. I have no idea what you're talking about still.
The point
I
is
kinda
that
do.
the leprechaun were much more fierce than you are likely imagining leprechauns to be. When Bill's family was attacked, he wanted to start fighting back, but his family wanted to retreat farther into the Fey wilds to keep safe. They forced him to join, but, unbeknownst to them, Bill began training in private to become a warrior and an assassin. In the process, he found that he had a long dormant alternate form, legendary amongst his people, called
okay.
Veilfire. When he takes on this form, his flames become multitude more powerful and dangerous, fully under his command to turn into weaponry and projectiles. In addition, and most useful to him,
So that explains probably not this form, but another form, because this one is marked as regular.
he gained the ability to cross between the
Still.
two realms on a whim, without the use of the tear between them. He began using this power to hunt down the leprechaun and anyone else he deemed worthy of his flaming blade's ferocity. He had a stronger moral code than Candace had in her own world,
That's
but
good.
he was not heeding the warnings given when the overseer of his world told him that every time he used his Veilfire ability, he was tearing the bridge between the realms more and more,
That's
making
bad.
his entire reality unstable. He did not heed the warning of the overseer, who soon after was killed in an incident that we do not need to get into right now. But the point is that Bill continued using.
You know, you need a name for this incident. Instead of just being like, oh, are you guys talking about Dresden? Which has become confusing because you got Dresden the person and then Dresden the accident. So why not call it? I'm not sure. I was thinking over a few ideas during that little micro cut, but got nothing that sounded good.
Using his ability to a point where the fabric of his very reality was beginning to tear. Thankfully, scouts for the RAS Foundation discovered what was happening and brought Bill here to help show him what he was truly doing to his realm, and to help him find a way to use his abilities in a manner that does not risk destroying his homeworld.
Oh, Prof, I think the kid kind of tuned out or something.
Yeah, are you done? So many of the things you were saying were just such complete nonsense that I just stopped listening after the veil fire or something. Can I just go home already?
He literally zoned out.
Hopefully soon, kid, but in case you haven't noticed, you're half turned into a demon right now.
What? No, I don't. What?
Oh boy, that's something.
Yeah, that's why I'm sticking around. Godfrey and Prof here can handle themselves, but, head of security. Gotta make sure you don't hurt anyone or risk containment breach with your
Was that
demon
Ass Ketchum?
son.
Why is this happening? Bro, Tolliver's dead. I pounded his head in with my own glove things that had sentimental value or whatever those stupid rules are for killing demons. I watched him die. Why am I still turning? Just because the demon who turned you is slain, that does not mean your own demon form will always remain dormant. Admittedly, part of the reason we've kept you around here is because it was clear this environment is somewhat stressful for you, and we needed to see if stressful...
That was Catnap. I swear I saw Catnap for just a second.
...situations can trigger you to turn, which...
Whoa, okay, I like the look of this thing. I don't know what the hell it is, but I love it.
...evidently is the case.
What? So this was all some stupid test? You people are nuts. You can't just keep me here. Why should any of you have the authority to...
Isaac, I understand this is frightening,
he's about to
but
tongue.
we can help you.
I don't want your help. I don't want any of this. You freaks are all just driving me more and more crazy. Just send me home and let me deal with this myself.
Alright, can it, kid? You've got a demon in you. That's that.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not, there's
Some
no way
bullshit.
out of this, but there is a way through it. So you can either keep whining and screaming at the people who are trying to help you, or you can suck it up and figure out how to control this thing so it doesn't control you. You lean into it now so it doesn't bug you for life, or you live scared that it could pop up at any second till the day you die, or the day that we have to come hunting you down because you killed someone. So which option do you like better?
Okay, fine. What do I have to do?
There you go.
Well, we can continue telling you about more patience, triggering stress, and giving you more time to learn to understand and control your body's reaction to it. So, essentially, when something stresses you out, you do not react on the impulses that come up, but you allow yourself to feel the feelings.
You know you sound just like the therapist who convinced me I was crazy for thinking Play Care Orphanage was killing kids, right? Which I was right about, which is why I'm like this now.
Well,
That is a valid point. Well, that itself can be useful, as it clearly and understandably triggers a negative response. Perhaps it would be better if someone else took over assisting you. Someone who speaks differently from myself.
Vivian!
Yeah, what about Ares? I'd honestly rather talk to him than either of you guys anyway.
Well, I ain't exactly a doctor or something, but I could keep the tour going for a bit. I told you about the patient V220-1, Centauru.
I don't think so, but I was trying to not pay attention for a bunch of the time they were talking.
Alright, well, you tune out while I'm talking and you're on your own, got it?
Yes, sir.
Good. Alright, so Centauru, in that cell there, he's sort of a demon himself.
He was originally being made as a top-of-the-line security android before the company building him and others like him got shut down because they were selling weapons to a lot of bad people. And there was a bunch of corruption, blah blah blah, corporate shadiness all abound. The thing is, the head roboticist was really invested in finishing his latest model. So he snuck the work in progress home and finished it up himself with no supervision.
Oh, that's
because
not
of that,
good.
he decided to add a whole bunch of dangerous nonsense to the thing, overriding security protocol.
Yeah, like the sharp claws, the massive barbed tail, and whatever the hell is coming out of the face. Yeah, who in their right mind would be like, oh, this is gonna be perfect. I'm just gonna make a perfect security droid. Stabbed through the chest, I'm calling it. Either stabbed through the chest, or that goo melted his face.
And stuff. Made the thing insanely dangerous in its own right before even having a demon put in it. We don't know this for sure, but given the world this doc comes from, we're guessing he was pretty full of hate or resentment or something like that while he was building this robot, and that was enough to attract a demon to him and to his creation. Like how demons in your world are generally drawn to fear, demons in his realm are drawn to intense negative emotions too. The demon came in, took over the android, killed the creator, and made that thing's body his own.
What the hell is this, FNAF?
Updating its abilities. The combo of the robot and the demon made this thing practically God mode in its world. Its main powers are that it can spit this red smog stuff that can shift between liquid and gas form on a whim, and it makes it almost impossible for the demon's targets to move once they're wrapped up inside it. Then it has this nasty habit of stabbing folks full of holes with its metal claws, usually...
Okay, one thing I do just want to add real quick is that right here, I know the whole thing is that it's meant to be like the face opens and lets out the smog gel, but something that should have been done, even just for this skull, put in just a skull design. That would have actually been really creepy, but really cool.
Carving them up nice and slow, because it's a pretty sadistic demon. He can also use that gas smog stuff to teleport wherever he wants. Thankfully, we got him locked up here now, though. His room is specially enhanced and calibrated to keep him in. But if we opened that door, he could port himself to any part of the Foundation. This realm is locked except to people who are allowed in and out, but if he did manage to get out again, he could keep wreaking all sorts of havoc.
So why not just destroy him? If the thing's just a robot and a demon, why take the time to lock him up and try to rehabilitate him at all?
Because we're not the occult coalition.
Well, that is for sure something we're considering, and frankly, I think that could just be the thing we end up doing. Let me in his cell to tear him apart with my axe, but not all demons are inherently bad. So Professor Dresden figures it's worth doing our due diligence to see if we can muster any good out of the thing. He is pretty powerful, so if he can be turned into a good guy, he could do a lot of good with his powers.
You know, I wonder, what would happen if you took the demon out of the robot? Would the robot just shut down without any kind of power source? Or would it kind of revert to an original programming?
Right, so are you trying to use that as some kind of metaphor for me and my demon powers? That I should take control and use it for good? Because I can tell you right now, there's no way I'm going to do that. Why do all of you people think that this is like some origin story for me? Not everyone wants to be a hero. I just want to be normal.
Anyone ever tell you that...
Dude, there are literally animes exactly like that. Guy wants to live a regular life, boom, spontaneously becomes the equivalent of a god. It's like, I didn't want this!
You're kind of like top shelf defensive kid. I don't care what you do with your powers, I just care about you not using them to kill innocent people or hurting yourself.
Right.
So you want to keep trying to get a grip on it, or you want to go home and risk killing a bunch of folks, making us have to lock you up here with the rest of these freaks, huh?
Alright, fine, you can keep showing me around, but I'm probably just gonna end up going numb to the insanity of this place, and it's gonna stop triggering it. Is that a groundhog with a toy gun?
I am a gopher, not a
Oh crap, it's the gopher with a ray gun! Run for it!
filthy groundhog. And what do you mean toy? A toy, you say? Do you desire to be on the playful end of this so-called toy?
And it talks.
It talks.
Ares, I think I'm going full demon mode.
I got you, kid. Not gonna hurt anybody on my watch.
Oh man, I want to see the demon form now. It's gotta be awesome. Oh, but yeah, so though. Just imagine seeing this, but just lightly through that, you can see the outline of a skull. Not a face, but the skull itself. That really would have pushed this demonic robot up.
My skin being like that of hardened volcanic rock was the result of that incident.
How?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
That's how that works, right? He makes a very good point.
Of course he does. He's
Benny
like,
Sharp.
oh, so you're splashed with lava. Your skin's stone now. That doesn't make any sense.
Is actually an incredibly adept hero and an ingenious inventor. No. I'm sorry. What?
I don't know why, but something like that is always funny. Just, you give someone an exact explanation of what or who, and they're just like, no. Just flat. Just, no.
No.
If you enjoyed this and you
Like
haven't seen the
arguing with
Poppy
a
Playtime
kid.
Demon episodes, I'd recommend checking those out to get more out of Isaac. Anyway, huge thank you to everybody who submitted for this episode, and specific thank you to the people who were chosen. Aiden Banks, Elijah Dougherty, Ryan Andrews, and Glitchy Ronan. Now for the
Great
April
walk, everyone.
community redraw, what I want you to do is, since we've got a Super Mario movie coming out in a few days, I want you to take a Super Mario related character, so either someone from the movie or just from the general Super Mario video games, and I want
Oh.
you to mash them up with a pop culture character outside that franchise that has nothing really to do with that character you're choosing. So you could mix
Luigi and Ghost Rider.
Mario with the Punisher or something. The only connecting link I want there to be between the characters is that you thought it would be a cool idea to mash them up. Go weird.
That's why I said
I'm
exactly what I
excited to see
said.
what you all submit. But besides that, that's all for today, except of course we're ending this video on some kind of
Positive,
positive or
inspiring note.
And the thought I want to leave people with today is a kind of funny one that I really liked from an Instagram account called Mana Temple, who said if you're
Oh, yeah?
ever worried about people criticizing you, remember that even the Great Pyramids of Egypt have 1-star reviews on Google Maps.
Wait,
Even
what?
if you just think
That's
about
real?
your favorite movie or music or books, there is also someone out there that hates that movie, music, or book. There is no one universal standard that's going to make everybody like a thing that you make. So just
Yeah,
make the
that's
things you
pretty
want,
true.
put them out into the world, and know that there is going to be some criticism, but you get to decide what criticism is actually worth listening to and improving upon, and
Right.
what criticism you can go, that's not really a priority for me. I hope that's inspiring. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video on Friday. Goodbye.
Alright everyone, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see you next time when we flick back on. So then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.